We're live from Starrcast, excited to be joined by our next guest, Marty Jannetty. And Marty, when you get to come to an event like this, what are some of your favorite parts of being at a big convention like this?
The most favorite part is seeing the guys I haven't seen in a while. You know, Demolition was here. I haven't seen him in a while. LaRue, I haven't seen him in a while. I didn't get to see Jake the Snake and Scott Steiner, two good friends. We used to travel a lot with the road, but that's the most fun is seeing the guys you haven't seen and meeting new people. You know, and I love the fans and them singles for the women sometimes look good.
You see anybody that you remember?
Oh, yeah, a couple. Yeah, we went out last night and had. I shouldn't say this on air, but I mean, I went to sleep with Wendy and I woke up with Sally. Of course. I don't know. I know what it was because Wendy called. She goes, "Well, I had to leave. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning." And so you fell asleep. So I left. I said, "Well, I woke up. Somebody else came in." And, Savage said that some girl come knocking on the door. He told her to come by. So it's something when you go to bed with one person and wake up with a completely different one.
That's the life of Marty Jannetty, though. It's expected, right?
Yeah, so that's got to be the game. And old Ricky Morton, Rock and Roll Express, he always would say, "I never went to bed with an ugly woman, but I woke up with quite a few."
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Marty.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Coming from the AWA, I'm sure you had a lot of time, not only Minneapolis, but a lot of time in Chicago, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because you guys come
here. A regular shot.
Yeah.
Shot here was like a 7 hour, 6.5 where some of them drive from Minneapolis. We were based out of Minneapolis.
You got memories of the city?
I remember one time, Green Bay, there's not much in Green Bay. We'd always hit Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Chicago, right down the line. And I think Green Bay, there's not much there. I mean, we've probably hit the only 2 clubs I got in town. But
well, I'm surprised it was 2.
If it was, we made one a club. Didn't see Aaron Rodgers nowhere, so it was time to leave.
What is your favorite part about watching pro wrestling nowadays if you still are a fan?
I've seen the new talent and seen how good they've got, man. Like the girls' division has gotten as good as it's not better than some of the guys, which it wasn't that way before. It used to be a couple of girls that were real good, and then the rest were embarrassment. It was like, oh, man. But they're all good now.
Yeah.
I mean, God, they're real good. I got a school. I also do the Party with Marty podcast where I dish out some, psychology, ring psychology, what you got to do with the crowd and win and stuff like that. I love doing that. And I had a school, I had one in Houston and I had one in Tallahassee. And I love that, training the new kids. But I watched the program today and I was looking at it and said, shit, I can't train nobody. They'll train me. I can't tell them how to do all that. But you know what nobody teaches, though, is psychology. They just show you anybody. We all learn arm drag and slamming and hip toss or suplex. You go teach anybody else, it's that easy. But knowing when to do it and why to do it is the whole game. It's about controlling that crowd. That's who you're catering to. And you don't have any idea, to feel them. You got to feel them. I always tell them, too, you find somebody in the audience that's pretty in tune with them booing and cheering. And then you watch that person, their body language that's like your guide. When you see them leaning back, you're losing. Because you're generally bored, come on, stuff. And if they're leaning forward, you generally got them because they're excited. Straight up, okay, whatever. But if they're leaning forward, you got them. If they're leaning back, get to work. You got to do something different.
Who were some of the best at the ring psychology when you were wrestling, and who do you think are some of the best when you watch now?
I know Jake the Snake was great at it. He was one of the best. He outsmarted Macho Man Randy Savage, so that's not easy to do. That's not easy to do because he's pretty good, too. And Vince is a damn psychologist major, man. He's a brilliant man. He's always been good to me. People talk him down and shit, but I'm sorry about the cuss.
No, you're good. Do what you got to do.
We're just the fellas.
But Jake, I would put Jake and Ricky Steamboat. Y'all remember him? Macho Man, of course. Hogan was good for what he had to do. He knew how to turn the crowd on. I mean, 4 moves, and that's all he needed. Well, Flair ain't got too many more. Flair was pretty good, but it was a routine. You could see it and then see it again next day, and then you still like it because he would same moves, but just interchange them. And again, this when to hit him the right time with the crowd. He's very good at that. He had one match he could do his whole life.
Yeah.
And today, with Sean down teaching down at NXT, they're getting some good psychology there. So I imagine all of them have been taught fairly good. I don't really, I rarely see somebody like, man, you shouldn't have done that. Why would you do that right there? And I don't, rarely see that, which is good. That means they're getting trained good. And then Roman Reigns and them have an advantage. They started as kids, through the family. But they're all good, man. I like them all. They a partner on the podcast, a Party with Marty podcast. Imagine we call it that. Party with Marty. We're going to be doing here shortly, as soon as we leave. That was
Yeah. You were talking about your partner.
On
the podcast.
My co-host and producer, Savage, is he wants to do segments where we critique the matches, and I don't feel like anybody should be critiquing matches. Not even me, let alone somebody who's never wrestled. I mean, when you know the thing, I can see some things that could improve, but it's not for me to get on the radio and say, "Oh, that guy, he should have done that." Man, that sucks, man. They're doing good. If anything, just give them a piece of advice of what they could do better, not critique it and say, I should have done that. That was wrong. And that looked like a shitty punch or anything like that. Just, you ready? Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
But man. I mean, it's a good product over and over. Everybody says it's changed. Well, it's always going to change. Yeah. It's always going to change. Yeah. But all right, I got to run.
Thank you for
having me on.
Yeah,
appreciate it, brothers.
Coming on.
And good. What's that?
I said thanks for coming.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. And thank y'all. Check out Marty. We ought to interact with each other. Y'all got the card?
Yeah, I can card.
Thank y'all. Love y'all. See you.
Check it out. Party
He's
with
off to
Marty
the bar.
podcast.
Are you off to the bar or the club? Which one?
Actually, I got to the bar at the airport.